What's up, guys? It's Dave Mate from circleofdrink.com and yerbamateland.com, and today we're talking about two different types of Bombishas. These Bombishas we've been selling on our websites for a couple years now, actually. Here we have the Katana Bombisha, which is a spoon Bombisha. It's called a spoon Bombisha because it's shaped like a spoon here at the end, which is the filter. And we have our double action Bombisha. This Bombisha is pretty interesting. This is a traditional Argentine Bombisha. It has these three slits, and then it has this pull down action where you have this coil to act as a second filtration system that's held by this piece of metal at the end. So I've been getting some questions about the differences between the two Bombishas, the pros and cons of each. Well, let's start with the Katana Bombisha. As you can see, the Katana Bombisha is slightly longer. It's about half an inch longer. And the Katana Bombisha, most notably, is very thin right here. A lot of people like this. It's very ergonomical on the lips. Very easy to draw the infused mate from your gourd. Conversely, the double action Bombisha is slightly wider. Some people actually prefer this because you're able to get more liquid from each time you draw from the Bombisha. So a side-by-side comparison. Now here's a comparison of the actual filtration mechanisms at each end of the Bombishas. The Katana has several holes on each side, and it allows for easy molding of the actual herb inside of the gourd. The double action Bombisha, as I stated before, has the three slits, as you can see there, covered by a coil. Now, one of the benefits of actually using the Katana Bombisha is being able to easily shape and mold the yerba mate inside of the gourd, as I'll show you here. The molding takes place after you finish a cycle, and you just push along the mate, and then you push, mold, and you preserve your water hole for the next time you pour water inside of your gourd. Not a problem. Nice clear water hole for the next cycle of delicious yerba mate, and you're set to go. Now, a lot of questions that I receive is, can you use the double action Bombisha to make gaucho mate? Gaucho mate is a very powdery mate, and if you can make gaucho mate with the double action Bombisha, you could use this Bombisha for anything. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration with some of our Galaxy mate, which is a gaucho mate, which means it's very powdery. A lot of chopped up stems, chopped up leaves. So let's go through step by step how this is done. When you have a gourd like this, right now I'm using one of our Lignum gourds, Lignum Original. General rule of thumb is, when you're using Galaxy mate or any sort of gaucho mate, you don't want to exceed half when you're filling up the gourd. I actually go a little bit less than half with Galaxy mate or any gaucho mate because this mate acts like a sponge and it expands once you put water in there. Now cover with your hand and shake. You're shaking because you want to get the smaller particles to the top and the larger ones to the bottom, which act as a natural filter on the bottom, and you get some of these particles on top. This is where you want the small particles. That way it doesn't clog your Bombisha. Now go ahead and grab some room temperature water or cold water, what I call dummy water, and add that to your water hole. This preserves the vital nutrients of the mate, so when you add your hot water, the mate doesn't go into shock. Now here's the secret, guys. Once your mate is like this, you added the dummy water, Let this sit for 30 seconds to 1 minute. I recommend at least 1 minute when it comes to gaucho mate, because gaucho mate is very spongy, very cake-like, and you want to give it a chance to be able to be molded when you add the Bombilla. So let this sit for 1 minute. Okay, now that your mate has sat for 1 minute, go ahead and grab your double action Bombilla and simply place it in alongside of the gourd, directly down into the water hole. Now once you get here, keep your hand on the Bombilla and just give it a little push. Push the mate away slightly. Just push it away slightly. You don't have to do this aggressively, just slightly tamper the mate. And then let the gourd come back to a perfect vertical position. Now, get your hot water, what you call your mate water, that has been brought to a heat of about 180 degrees Fahrenheit, not boiling, just very hot water, and top it off like so. Now, you're ready to enjoy mate with your double action Bombilla. Now, sometimes with the double action Bombilla, when you're using gaucho mate, it's very normal for your Bombilla to get slightly clogged. Slightly clogged, I say. Just work through it. The first time it gets clogged, that's fine. Just excuse me, just work through it until you get those final slurps at the end. Once you work through that little clogging that you may get to that last slurp, and now, as you can see, you're ready to begin this official molding with the double action Bombilla, no problem. Mold, mold, mold. Everything looks good. You can see down to the bottom. Add your hot water. Now the second time, go ahead and drink it, and there should be absolutely no clogging whatsoever. If you do experience any clogging, what you should do is just move the Bombilla around like this. While the liquid's in there, just slightly move it around, just like this. And then take another sip. If you still experience clogging, move it around, just like this. So what's happening is you're just dispersing the powdery elements of this mate. You're dispersing it and helping to prevent it from actually getting drawn up through the Bombilla. You shouldn't experience any clogging after the second one. If you do, just take out your Bombilla, rinse this through very well, and put it back in, add your hot water, and you should be fine. So I just had 2 successful cycles using the double action Bombilla, showing that it's very possible and in many cases very easy to use this Bombilla for any sort of mate, including gaucho mate. But if you want to make your life easier, and if you do drink a lot of gaucho mate, I definitely recommend getting yourself these spoon Bombillas, our Katana Bombilla, which is designed specifically for this mate. But if you find yourself drinking a lot of Argentine mate, which as you can see is a lot broader, a lot less powdery, you could definitely always use one of these double action Bombillas. Stick it in, push it back, no problem. Alright guys, so this has been a comparison of the double action Bombilla with the Katana Bombilla. Both of them could be used for any sort of mate, but I would recommend if you're going to be drinking powdery mate, such as this one over here, make your life easier and use a Katana Bombilla or spoon Bombilla. And if you are prone to drink mate from Argentina, which is larger cut right here, you could easily use this double action Bombilla, or of course you could use the Katana. Up to you guys, it's a matter of preference. Thanks a lot guys, this has been a presentation by Dave Mate, myself, from circleofdrink.com, as well as yerbamateland.com, where we sell other brands of mate. I hope to see you guys online. Check out our various groups on Facebook. Just type in Yerba Mate Land on Facebook, or type in Circle of Drink, and you'll locate our mini groups. Thanks a lot guys, it's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. If you have any questions, please comment in this video, or just shoot us an email, david@circleofdrink.com, and we'll get back to you. Thanks a lot. Ciao, ciao.